bringing you analysis and insight into Alabama sports. Crimson Cover, hosted by John Copeland and Chase Goodbread, and founded in 2010 by Mike Parker. Sponsored by Burnham Hahn and Crimson Village.
Welcome into Crimson Cover Television on WVUA 23. I'm Chase Goodbread, the sports columnist with the Tuscaloosa News, joined as always by John Copeland, former Alabama All-American defensive end. Got a special guest this evening. We'll talk to him a little bit later. Outstanding author Lewis Bowling, who has written a couple books on Alabama football history. Looking forward to talking to Lewis. But of course, we begin with a preview of the Crimson Tide's upcoming home game against the Tennessee Volunteers. What about the Caden Proctor package? We'll be talking about that as well. He's gotten his hands on the football, the big offensive tackle, 3 weeks in a row now. Will it be 4 coming up against Tennessee? Be fun to chat about that. We're going to recap Alabama's win at Missouri this past Saturday. A couple of hot seat notes around the SEC. Billy Napier certainly in trouble at the University of Florida. A lot to get into here on CCTV, but we begin with a preview of the third Saturday in October. Alabama hosting Tennessee. John, they both come in with 5-1 records. Alabama is 3-0 in league play. Tennessee comes in 2-1 in league play. It'll be a 6:30 p.m. kickoff on ABC. The betting line, the Crimson Tide favored by 8 points. Players to watch for the Tennessee Volunteers: Joey Aguilar, first-year starter at quarterback, transfer from Appalachian State. Had a good year so far. Jesse Perry on that offensive line, one to watch. Chris Brazzell, a really good wide receiver for the Vols. John, this kid is 6'5", already 7 touchdown catches this year. Hard to deal with on the outside for any cornerback. Defensively, Joshua Josephs up front on that Tennessee defensive line. Arian Carter at linebacker. Boo Carter, one to watch in the defensive backfield for the Vols. So much to get into on this game, John, but how about the tradition first, John? This is not the Iron Bowl, it's not Auburn, but it's clearly and by far the number 2 rivalry.
Yeah, I think it's just as big, and I think it's even bigger when both teams are playing really good.
Most of the typically Tennessee. I mean, let's be honest. Tennessee's been better than Auburn over the years, and so the Alabama-Tennessee game, at least in recent years, has been expected to be a little bit more competitive than the Iron Bowl, certainly, and it's gone back and forth the last 4 years. The last 4 years, the home team has won every game. Tennessee, of course, won at home last year in Neyland Stadium. Kalen DeBoer's first year could not get the job done over in Knoxville.
Tennessee is not as good as it was last year.
You're right. Yeah, I believe that. I completely agree with that. Tennessee, especially on defense. And let's get into that a little bit, because Tennessee, once again, has an outstanding offense. Joey Aguilar, again, the transfer quarterback from Appalachian State, had a really good year. They've run the ball effectively as well. But defensively, John, Tennessee has not been good, period. They are near the bottom of the SEC in points allowed, giving up about 29 points a game. They're near the bottom in the SEC in yards allowed per game. They're giving up nearly 400 yards per Saturday. So Alabama's offense, which has been sharp with Ty Simpson at quarterback, has got a chance to put up a lot of points here.
Chase, I think if Tennessee cannot stop Alabama from running the football, I think this game become a blowout. Because if you watch this Alabama team, defensively they got better and better and better each week. Offensively, I thought they played their worst game since Florida State against Missouri. But I think this offensive team is going to be outstanding. The defense continue to get better each game. And if they can't stop Alabama from running the football, it may be a blowout.
Interesting note on Tennessee's defense, and this is a good question for you because you were a pass rusher, defensive end at the college level. So
one of the best. You forgot that part.
I leave it to you to remind me, right? So, like we just talked about, Tennessee's defense has struggled this year, giving up a lot of points and a lot of yards. But they're number 1 in the SEC in sacks. The pass rush has sacked 26 quarterbacks this year, 26 sacks for the year for that Tennessee pass rush. That's far and away number one in the SEC, and yet they're still giving up a ton of points. Alabama's got to protect Ty Simpson. They can't be giving up 4 or 5 sacks.
There's no question. But how do you do that? You do that by running the football. You do that by running the football really well and then play action passes to slow the rush down. If you have to get in a situation where they know it's going to be a drop back pass, then you're going to put yourself in a difficult situation. But if you're able to run the football and use the play action game, I don't think Tennessee come close.
Trend-wise, Alabama's pass protection of Ty Simpson's been a little bit shaky lately, right? Missouri sacked Ty Simpson 4 times.
But they're one of the best pass rushing team in the league.
Fair. The week before that against Vanderbilt sacked Ty Simpson 4 times. That's 8 sacks in 2 weeks. It's something Alabama better get that shored up against this pass rush.
Let me ask you a question. Is it the fact that they're playing musical chairs at the offensive line? They still haven't settled on 5 guys that are going to play an entire game.
It's a fair question. You might be onto something there for sure.
Because you have to get in a rhythm eventually.
They've had some good games with pass protection. The pass protection at Georgia in Athens,
best it's been.
It was outstanding.
In 3 years.
It was outstanding. So it's kind of been Jekyll and Hyde a little bit with Alabama, and they're mostly changing things up at guard, right? Caden Proctor's played every snap at left tackle. Parker Brailsford's played every snap at center. They're shuffling at guard. They're shuffling at right tackle.
Yes.
So we will see what happens there. Speaking of offensive tackles, John, Caden Proctor, the Crimson Tide Jr., outstanding left tackle. He's been getting involved as a ball carrier, a ball handler in the offense. Now, here's where it stands. For 3 games in a row now, he's gotten his hands on the football. He got the screen pass against Georgia, got a first down. He got a short yardage handoff against Vanderbilt, got a first down. Against Missouri, they gave him a wildcat snap. He got a first down there. We're going to go to Kalen DeBoer. We'll start with Kalen DeBoer's thoughts on it.
Look, I love it, and we're going to get there because I'm from the William Refrigerator Perry era.
Same, yeah, we're the same, yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Kalen DeBoer, though, asked about what might be next for Caden Proctor and the offense. Here's what he had to say.
Yeah, I mean, I just think, Ryan Grubb and our offensive staff doing a great job, not just with that play, but everything we're doing, continue to force the issue, have creativity, force defenses to have to think about what's next, whether it's with that package or other things that we do. We're using it in big moments, it's something that we feel isn't just this exhibition. It's something where we feel like KP can do some things, and there's a positive in a way where we can gain yards in critical moments with him. So there's a trust that we have in him. So again, I think just in general, Ryan Grubb just doing a great job, continuing to push the envelope for our whole offense to continue to attack teams in different ways. People always think attack vertically in the passing game, but there's other ways to attack people, and do it in those moments. It's great to see our guys execute and do a good job. Got a first down.
John, we got to get out of here for our first break, so just a second here to talk about this, but here's what I'll say about it. As he continues to get the football in a short yardage situation or whatever, the fans are going to love it as long as he moves the chains, get that first down like he's been doing the last 3 weeks. But John, the first time they run a play with him that fails.
Oh, negative Nancy. Negative Nancy. Come on, man.
The fans are going to say, hey, they're overdoing it.
Let's enjoy.
Yeah. I'm just telling you.
They're giving the ball in big moments and in critical situations in the game. He's always came through. Let's not be negative about the situation.
I'm not being negative. I'm just telling you the first time it doesn't work, the fans are going to be like they're overdoing it.
Because they are so creative in the ways they get him in the football and have been successful every time he's touched the ball. I don't think if for whatever reason he gets stopped on one play, everybody's going to be like, nah, let's not do that again. I don't think so.
All right, we got to get to our first break. When we come back, we're going to be talking to author Lewis Bowling about a couple of outstanding books he has penned on Alabama football history. We'll recap the Alabama-Missouri game and plenty more, so stay with us. You're watching Crimson Cover Television on WVUA 23.
It's good to know that in this impersonal world, there's still a local home-owned drugstore that can take full care of you and your family. The good folks at Northport Pharmacy. Owner and pharmacist Rob Colburn will personally see that all of your prescriptions are quickly and accurately filled and your questions answered. And be sure to check out their gift gallery for the finest in gift selections featuring Alabama merchandise, photo frames, children's clothing, beachwear, jewelry, and more. Remember, when you have pharmaceutical needs, see the man who will take the time to get to know you. Rob Colburn at Northport Pharmacy, located next to CC's Pizza, Highway 82 in Northport. Burnham Hahn Exterminators offers termite and pest control solutions for residential and commercial customers in the West Alabama area. Family owned and operated, now in its third generation, we stay up to date with the latest advancements in the pest control industry to protect your family and home from pests. We're an authorized operator of the Centricon baiting system. Burnham Hahn Exterminators, here when you need us. Call us today for your complete termite and pest control services.
Welcome back to Crimson Cover Television on WVUA 23. This segment brought to you by Burnham Hahn Exterminators and that outstanding local service here in Tuscaloosa since 1946. Burnham Hahn offers complete pest and termite services for residential or commercial needs. They've got mosquito control, the fire ant treatments, and they're licensed operators of the Centricon Termite Colony Elimination System. It's a year-round homeowner service you should have. I've got it at my house. Get it at yours. So call Clay Hahn and his staff for a monthly or quarterly pest control program. You can reach him at 553-4433 or just go online and visit burnhamhahn.com. All right, lots to get to here with the rest of the show. Glad to bring in author Lewis Bowling. Good to see you, Lewis.
Good to see you, Chase.
He has put together
John,
a couple of outstanding books on Alabama football history. We've got copies of them right here. The first one, Wallace Wade. This is a book that I've read myself. It's outstanding. It's on Alabama's first national championship coach. The second, Alabama Football Tales, more than a century of Crimson Tide glory. You can pick these up, and I know a lot of research goes into these, Lewis, but it's tougher research when you've got to go back a century, right? I mean, with Wallace Wade, it's been 100 years since he won a national championship. What can you tell us about the difficulty of researching a book like this when you're talking about going back 100 years?
As you say, Chase, a daunting task to say the least. I guess I would first of all say that the Paul Bryant Museum here on the University of Alabama campus is just loaded with information about, Alabama football in general. And Brad Green at the museum has been so helpful to me. If any of you, I'm sure some of you know Brad Green, but that was a great repository of information for this book. And of course, he coached at Alabama and Duke, so Duke University has a lot of information about Coach Wade.
You just had to throw in Duke.
I got to get it in.
Well, Lewis lives in North Carolina, right?
That's right.
Lewis, let me ask you, being a native of North Carolina, what brought you about to writing Alabama books?
Right. Well, the connection. I've taught at Duke University for many years, retired now, but Wallace Wade, the football stadium at Duke is named Wallace Wade Stadium. And so when I decided to write a book about Coach Wade, of course, I couldn't leave what he did at Alabama out. Shouldn't do that, should I? And in a sense, he won the first 3 national titles at Alabama. So that at the Alabama-Duke connection that Coach Wade had brought me to Tuscaloosa for. I've been here many times now, and I'm a big Alabama fan, even though I'm from North Carolina. I tell folks in North Carolina, roll tide all the time.
Roll tide, my friend, my man.
Lewis, before we wrap here really quick, why don't you tell our viewers where they can get their hands on your Wallace Wade biography as well as Alabama Football Tales?
Okay, it on Amazon, of course. That's a big best way to get it probably. The Paul Bryant Museum has it now. The Ernest and Hadley bookstore here in Tuscaloosa has it. And of course, but different out. The publisher, cappress.com. It's just many ways you can get it.
So look, your wife is looking.
That's right.
I want to hear you say Alabama's better than Duke.
Which sport were you talking about? In football, I will say Alabama's better than Duke in football. Basketball might be a different story.
That's right.
All right, really quickly, got to recap that Alabama-Missouri game before we get out for another break. The Crimson Tide, of course, knocked off the Tigers on the road 27-24. Ty Simpson, very sharp again, 23 out of 31, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Jam Miller, the Alabama running back, 20 for 85 as a rusher. Unfortunately for the Crimson Tide, he's questionable to play against Tennessee this week. He's got a concussion, suffered in the second half against Missouri, so we'll see if Miller is able to go.
What about that Alabama rush defense?
Did a great job.
One of the nation's top running back was held to 52 yards?
Yep. Phenomenal job, no question about it, by the Alabama rush defense. Ahmad Hardy had a tough go against that Crimson Tide defense. All right, that's going to do it for this segment. We got a little bit more to come, though. When we come back, we'll go around the SEC. We've got Parker covers Alabama, and as well, we've got a mailbag question. So stick around. You're watching CCTV on WVUA 23. Thank you, Lewis. Good to see you.
Thank you, Chase.
All right.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, Lewis.
Burnham Hahn Exterminators offers termite and pest control solutions for residential and commercial customers in the West Alabama area. Family owned and operated, now in its 3rd generation, we stay up to date with the latest advancements in the pest control industry to protect your family and home from pests. We're an authorized operator of the Centricon baiting system. Burnham Hahn Exterminators, here when you need us. Call us today for your complete termite and pest control services.
Imagine a place where you can go to learn, to play, to explore. Saban Center will be a first-of-its-kind campus that will house Tuscaloosa Children's Theater, Ignite, the new Children's Hands-On Museum, and the State of Alabama STEM Hub. Join us in making Saban Center an Alabama success story.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. I stole your line.
Welcome back to the final segment of Crimson Cover. This segment brought to you by Crimson Village, the most active and fun-loving aging adult community anywhere in Tuscaloosa. The residents get the finest in dining and lifestyle experience, great amenities, and a great location as well, right off of Veterans Memorial Parkway. Crimson Village offers its seniors 3 levels of care, including the Tide Memory Care Program. And when it comes to COVID-19, they take the highest of precautions. So call Jonica Ward. She's the transition specialist at Crimson Village at 632-6699, or just go online and visit crimsonvillage.com. And remember, Crimson Village owns fun. All right, a few minutes to go here in our final segment on Crimson Cover. Author Lewis Bowling is going to hang out here for the last few minutes as we bounce around the SEC and a couple of other topics. John, big scores around the league this past week. Texas knocks off Oklahoma 23-6 in the Red River rivalry.
That was Vegas called that. That was a setup game.
That was a setup game, and it's the first loss of the year for OU, as a matter of fact, and Texas gets it done. Tennessee nips Arkansas 34-31. That was Bobby Petrino's first game as interim coach.
Yeah.
Scored a bunch of points, gave up a bunch of points. That's what Arkansas does. And then finally, Georgia knocks off Auburn 20-10.
Auburn should have won that game.
A little controversy with the officiating in that game, John. What about that?
Because I thought it was a touchdown.
I thought it was a fumble.
I thought it was a touchdown. All you have to do is break the plane. You don't have to cross the plane.
I think that ball was loose
I
before it
disagree.
got over. But also,
But it's okay to disagree.
At the expense of making John mad, I thought it was a fumble too.
Okay.
Come on, Louis. I thought I liked your books.
I messed up now.
Yeah, but the Kirby Smart timeout thing, did you see that too?
I saw that. Yeah.
Comes up the sideline like this, like timeout. They gave him the timeout, and he's like, no, I was clapping. I was telling you guys all the defense is clapping. He gets the timeout
But if
back.
you can get away with it, do it.
Good coach. You going to call that good
that's
coaching?
good coaching.
That was definitely a clap, I think.
All right. Also, Florida. News with the Florida Gators. Reports are that Billy Napier is going to be out this weekend, win or lose, at UF. Remains to be seen. But, John, that's the hottest seat in the league right now, Billy Napier.
If so, there is a lot of good coaching jobs that are coming open.
Penn State just came
State,
open.
Florida. Who else? It was Arkansas. A lot of good SEC schools are losing coaches. A lot of good jobs.
Do we think Bobby Petrino is going to get another shot as the permanent guy at Arkansas, or no? He's got a little bad history there, you know.
I think so, especially depending on how the season goes the rest of the way.
Who's out there though? If you look at it, so you got 3 options. You go get a proven guy that you got to pay a lot of money for.
Yeah.
You go get a guy that have been around for a long time, that have been in different programs and that has some experience.
Right.
Or you go get an up and coming guy that you think is going to be a really good coach in this league. So you got 3 options. What do you want to do?
It's tough at Arkansas because they don't have the NIL money that other schools have. It's a tough job there. No matter it's going to be tricky, no doubt about it. All right, we got to move on because we're running out of time. Going to hit you with the Parker Covers Alabama ticker now. I want to ask our viewers to contribute to Parker Covers Alabama, a 501c3 nonprofit that supports wheelchaired Alabama residents. You can contribute at parkercoversalabama.com. Of course, Mike Parker was the founder of this show, Crimson Cover. We miss him. We lost him in February. PCA, Parker Covers Alabama. Check it out. All right, really quickly, Lions safety Brian Branch suspended a game in the NFL after a punch of Chiefs wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster. That was all over the news. Packers running back Josh Jacobs picks up 150 total yards, a couple of touchdowns in a win over the Bengals. And finally, Ravens running back Derrick Henry runs 24 for 122 in a loss to the Rams.
He's struggling.
He didn't struggle this past Sunday.
Yeah, but he's been struggling.
He's Hall of Famer though, don't you think?
Yeah, I think he'll be. Yeah. I think
All right.
So.
We're going to go ahead and skip the mailbag this week because we are running out of time. We'll come back with the mailbag next week, and so we'll jump right to the picks here. Your update there, last week's results. John and I both went 4-1 with the picks. We're knotted. We're tied. We're both 28-7 overall, so it's tight here. We got 1 minute to go. Really quick, Lewis, you can jump in with these picks too.
Okay.
All right, Tennessee at Alabama. I like the Crimson Tide.
Alabama by 17.
What about Lewis?
Alabama.
All right, we all like Alabama. Ole Miss at Georgia. Who we like? Give me Georgia.
Bulldogs. Georgia.
Let's go,
Give
John.
me Georgia.
All right, we all like Georgia there. LSU at Vanderbilt. John, you start. Hurry up.
Give me LSU.
All right, you got LSU. Give me the Commodores.
LSU here.
All right.
Oh.
Give me the Commodores. All right, Missouri.
I cannot change that.
Yeah, you want Vanderbilt?
Yeah, give me
All right,
Vanderbilt.
you got Vanderbilt. Missouri at Auburn. Give me Missouri.
Yeah, likewise.
Missouri.
All right, we all like Missouri there. We're out of here in a second. Oklahoma at South Carolina. Give me OU.
Give me OU.
Can I ask John one quick question?
We got to go. Who do you
Yes,
like?
yes.
John, if Caden Proctor was coming at you when you were playing, would you get out of the way?
Put him on his
We're
back.
out of here.
I'll
We'll see
put
you
him on
next
his
time
back.
at Crimson.
It's good to know that in this impersonal world, there's still a local home-owned drugstore that can take full care of you and your family. The good folks at Northport Pharmacy. Owner and pharmacist Rob Colburn will personally see that all of your prescriptions are quickly and accurately filled and your questions answered. And be sure to check out their gift gallery for the finest in gift selections featuring Alabama merchandise, photo frames, children's clothing, beachwear, jewelry, and more. Remember, when you have pharmaceutical needs, see the man who will take the time to get to know you. Rob Colburn at Northport Pharmacy, located next to CC's Pizza, Highway 82 in Northport.
To Baseball Country, a ministry in West Alabama that reaches far outside the diamond. We create opportunities for people of all ages and backgrounds to encounter Jesus. From baseball and softball training for high school to the big leagues, to men's and women's team sports camps, men's and women's ministry, youth mentored hunts, service projects, custom retreats, and so much more. If you want to get in the game, email Sam at baseballcountry.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram.